Welcome back to Resistance Chicks. We did that before and you had that cool music and it was really funny. I'm setting the camera up and I'm like, dude, are those shadows on your screen? I mean, are you seeing this like ghostly like people? All right, welcome to Resistance Chicks. We are your hosts, Leah and Michelle. Today is It's June. It's welcome to the June. It's June 8th, the 8th of June, whichever way you want to say it. It's a Thursday. Today's been a big day. We've had the UK elections. We're still waiting on the results on that. I don't trust the exit polls, but by the time you guys see this, they may be real polls. Confirming.
We just took you through Comey's hearing and now we want to bring you
Trump's lawyer.
And we think he slays it.
If you didn't know, Comey had a hearing today. You need to go back and watch our other video on it.
It's like,
you know
everywhere.
What? Sometimes people don't. They go.
And it really is a whole lot of nothing.
Right. I thought this was phenomenal. I really enjoyed his rebuttal.
President Trump's personal lawyer. Contrary to numerous false press accounts leading up to today's hearing, Mr. Comey has now finally confirmed publicly what he repeatedly told President Trump privately. That is, that the president was not under investigation as part of any probe into Russian interference.
Right.
The president, Mr. Comey also admitted that there is no evidence that a single vote changed as a result of any Russian interference. Mr. Comey's testimony also makes clear that the president never sought to impede the investigation into attempted Russian interference in the 2016 election. And in fact, according to Mr. Comey, the president told Mr. Comey, quote, "It would be good to find out," close quote, in that investigation if there was, quote, "some satellite associates of his who did something wrong," close quote. And he, President Trump, did not exclude anyone from that statement. Consistent with that statement, the president never, in form or substance, directed or suggested that Mr. Comey stop investigating anyone, including the president never suggested that Mr. Comey, quote, "let Flynn go," close quote. As the president publicly stated the next day, he did say to Mr. Comey, quote, "General Flynn is a good guy. He has been through a lot," close quote. And also, quote, "asked how General Flynn is doing," close quote. Admiral Rogers testified today that the president never, quote, "directed him to do anything illegal, immoral, unethical, or inappropriate," close quote, and never, quote, "pressured him to do so," close quote. Director Coates said the same thing. The president likewise never pressured Mr. Comey. The president also never told Mr. Comey, quote, "I need loyalty. I expect loyalty," close quote. He never said it in form, and he never said it in substance. Of course, the office of the president is entitled to expect loyalty from those who are serving the administration. And from before this president,
nobody really thought that he would bring on and keep on Comey.
Right.
And he sat down with him to see if he felt like he would be able to be bipartisan.
Took office to this day, it is overwhelmingly clear that there have been and continue to be those in government who are actively attempting to undermine this administration with selective and illegal leaks of classified information and privileged communications. Mr. Comey has now admitted that he is one of these leakers.
Well done.
Today, Mr. Comey admitted that he unilaterally and surreptitiously made unauthorized disclosures to the press of privileged communications with the president. The leaks of this privileged information began no later than March 2017, when friends of Mr. Comey have stated that he disclosed to them the conversations that he had with the president during their January 27th, 2017 dinner and February 14th, 2017 White House meeting. Today, Mr. Comey admitted that he leaked to friends of his purported memos of those privileged communications, one of which he testified was classified. Mr. Comey also testified that immediately after he was terminated, he authorized his friends to leak the contents of those memos to the press in order to, in Mr. Comey's words, quote, prompt the appointment of a special counsel, close quote. Although Mr. Comey testified that he only leaked the memos in response to a tweet, the public record reveals that the New York Times was quoting from those memos the day before the referenced tweet, which belies Mr. Comey's excuse for this unauthorized disclosure of privileged information and appears to be entirely retaliatory. We will leave it to the appropriate authorities to determine whether these leaks should be investigated along with all the others that are being investigated. In sum, it is now established that the president was not being investigated for colluding with or attempting to obstruct any investigation. As the committee pointed out today, these important facts for the country to know are virtually the only facts that have not been leaked during the course of these events. As he said yesterday, the president feels completely vindicated and is eager to continue moving forward with his agenda, with the business of this country, and with this public cloud removed. Thank you.
That was amazing, right? And so when we were covering this a segment ago, when we were bringing this up, and I had said, listen, when I watched this speech live, I thought it was amazing. A powerhouse, to be honest, of a speech. And then Fox News, remember they're supposed to be sort of conservative leaning, comes up and they start breaking down their analysis of what he just said. They called him a liar multiple times. They also pretty much said that he shouldn't have been the one speaking because he's a lawyer. You allow the lawyers to write it, but you don't ever allow them to speak it because they use open quote, and I should say open quote, this is what they said, open quote, close quote. Okay, I found that incredibly helpful when he said open quote, closed quote. Okay, it's completely honest. Let me tell you why Fox News doesn't like that, because it doesn't sound nice and you can't spin something if you don't actually give the fact of what someone said, starting with when they said it and when they finished saying it. Their breakdown was absurd. It was absolutely ridiculous. I couldn't believe that I was listening to these people. It blew my mind. I was like, y'all people did not just watch the same thing that I did.
Right. This was so powerful, and the thing, I mean, Comey lied. He said that it was in response to a tweet.
But the public record shows.
This was vindictive.
Yep.
And what has been happening in American politics is so disgusting and so repulsive, but so refreshing. You want to know why? Because finally what goes on and behind closed doors
is being made
the
open.
poop is finally hitting the fan. And I'm actually happy about it. So
Just
it's
duck.
disgusting.
Duck and cover, poop's
It's
coming.
gross. You got Comey being vindictive. You got Loretta Lynch colluding with Hillary Clinton. There's been absolutely no
Proof.
investigation into Loretta Lynch there.
Okay, I thought you were going to say proof with the
obviously
Russians.
working for the Clintons. Seriously, covering up their every move.
Yep.
Eric Holder just came. There was some new stuff on Fast and Furious that came out recently. And you know what? We have to put the Russian collusion behind us. There's going to be something else that's going to come up. Obviously, they are working overtime to get Trump impeached. They need him out of office, and I'm going to tell you why. Michelle and I did not technically vote for Donald Trump. It's not a technicality.
We didn't vote. There's no technicality. We just did not vote for Trump.
But however,
we didn't vote for Clinton either. We didn't vote for Trump.
Third party. So all the way up to the election, though, we went. I couldn't believe it, but we went pro-Trump. Starting at a point. At a point, exactly. And then seriously anti-Clinton, and the night of the election, it had to be Trump. And my mom had said this, Peachtree Valley, we were anti-Trump for a while. And then
that's no secret.
I got to seeing where he stood on things and where the media stood on him. At first, the media was pushing him forward. And they thought that they would get a clown in, and then it would be an easy walkover.
So we're at the doctor's office with my uncle, who is now 4 years cancer-free. Very exciting news. And his doctor is one of my favorite people on the face of the planet. And he says to me, and I was telling him about our show, and he's like, oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. And he's like, listen, I think we all can agree here, there was a resident, other doctor in there, that Trump is not, I'm going to misquote him here, but it doesn't matter because I'm not giving you his name. Trump is not the, like, most reputable guy on the face of the planet. He's kind of a little bit different than everyone else, okay? That's really not a secret, and it's pretty true. Okay, but what he did say was, he's like, listen, when all of the politicians and all of the media are coming after this guy, then you have to kind of stop and question, is this even freedom of speech? Right. What is going on? Now, this doctor of our uncle's, he doesn't lean right and he doesn't lean left. He tells me, he's like, I got liberal views and I've got conservative views. But what he did say was he was very disconcerted about the fact that his kids go to a private school that he is paying for, and they are coming home and spewing out a liberal agenda. Right. And he's like, I'm paying for this? You know, it should be kind of fair and balanced, essentially, and it's not. They're just coming out indoctrinated to be liberals.
So the one thing, as long as the media is against Trump, then I have to be for him.
Here we go with the grinding.
There's nothing I can do but support him, because the media is the opposition party. I know that for a fact.
And they are deep state, and Comey is the deepest state.
He is.
It doesn't get. Yeah, I mean, he's the epitome of it.
Like, he's the only swamp monster that we really can see dripping sewage.
He is definitely dripping sewage. And so I was fascinated. We had, like Leah said, new cable and internet and all that installed today, and the guy that was installing it, because he's the one that turned it. I didn't turn on the Fox News. He turned it on, and I'm watching it, and I'm watching the Comey hearing, and I'm just mesmerized, and I'm yelling things at Leah into the kitchen, and I was like, okay, I had to explain to him. I was like, hang on, we got a YouTube channel. And I said, this is like football for us, okay? Because it was just that exciting. I was like, I'm yelling in the kitchen, did you hear what I just said? Did you hear that question they just asked? It was so crazy. So it is kind of exciting, like football, to like, are you serious? Did this really just happen? Because you can't make this stuff up, guys.
You can't make it up. They make it so exciting since Trump's been elected. It's been so exciting. At least.
It has been so exciting. We came in at the perfect time. Resistance Chicks started at the very 1st of January this year, and we have had nothing but amazing things to cover.
And every single day. And what's exciting about it is that we get to be part of the narrative.
Right.
You get to be part of the narrative.
And your voices, you guys are sending us links and things like that.
We're changing the government. We are becoming the government again. So keep it up. Keep up the good work. Keep sharing things on
The only thing that I am sick to death of covering is terrorism. That's got to stop. We can do without that. Yeah. We don't, here at Resistance Chicks, we are tired of covering bombings and attacks and things like that.
Please let Ramadan be over soon, dear God. These starving people just go around killing people. They're so crazy. This is why you don't. This is why you feed people.
They fast during the fast of Ramadan.
They're so hungry. They want to kill the people and eat them.
Yes.
It's called Ramadan cannibal time.
Yes. Yes. I think we might cover that a little bit
later.
Yesterday,
yeah, but we'll end it here.
Okay, we'll sign up here for Resistance Chicks, where it's not a conspiracy theory if it's the truth. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Mass Faith 3 and Resistance Chicks. Ring that bell for notifications. Find us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. We love you. God loves you. And God bless. And I should add to my spiels. I'm going to try to do this because I have that memorized, obviously. You can find us on VidMe as well. As an alternative to YouTube. And on Blogger.
Isaiah 58 Ministries, if you want to delve into, if you're for our Christian friends who want some Bible studies. And we do other stuff there too, so.
Yeah. All right. See you soon. I was called